Oh, hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, I love that song so much. And I am so excited to be here hanging out with you all this afternoon. At least it's afternoon for me here in Portland, Oregon. I would just love to know, how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling right now? And this is a space and a place where we get to show up. It's making sure my mic was turned on. Where we get to show up and tell the truth. Because over the next 4 days, hey, Shauna, we're going to grow. We're going to expand. We're going to look at the truth. We're going to look at our blocks. We're going to look at our beliefs. We're going to look at our patterns. We're going to look at, what we haven't been doing, all from this place of compassion, self-compassion, self-love, self-growth. So I say that because I want to know the truth of how you're feeling. Hi, Jamie. Hey, Victoria. So good to see you. It just feels so incredibly. I'm so excited, everyone, because this is what I love. This is what I get to do. Okay, let me make sure I've got live stream going. I've got all the different kinds of things happening. Give me just a moment here. Okay. All right. So in the chat, I would love to know, share with me what you would like. First, share with me your biggest block with wealth and success. Let's start there. Your biggest block with wealth and success. Jamie says, feeling stuck and ready to get unstuck. Well, you're in the right place, Jamie. What is your biggest block? And we are going to be doing journaling today, everyone. So just make sure you have a pen and paper if you can, if you're not driving. I know that there are people who are watching me from Facebook. So if you can, it would be great if you're able to journal, because we are going to be doing some of that journaling today. Okay. So Shauna says, Beth says, my belief system and giving into the anxiety. Okay, I feel when I think of not being financially stable. Okay, so that tells me that Beth is believing her circumstances. Shauna says, creating a consistent and sufficient income in my business. Okay, beautiful. Love it. So Shauna, what do you think is blocking that? I'm just curious. And don't worry, we're going to do a deep dive today, and then we're going to do some coaching at the end. And if you have not had an opportunity to be coached by me, I want to highly encourage you to take advantage of it. I coach to the subconscious mind, to the root of the problem, not to the symptom, and I freaking love it. Okay, Maya. Oh, so good to see you. Okay, so seeing the past. Okay, seeing the past, the stuck is my block. Okay, got it. Hard to envision the expansion of wealth. Yes, I'm following. So Maya is allowing her past to dictate her future. Okay, Victoria says, I read your money guide and I realized I did shut down before, but I'm changing. Okay, interesting. Perfect. Love it. So I would also love to know, like, what do you hope to walk away with? So that's the first question I was going to ask, but now I know what your blocks are. What do you hope to walk away with? Oh, okay, Elise, perfect. A little conditional mom stuff surfacing. Okay, Michelle. She says, motivation to move forward. You got it, Michelle. Hang tight, okay? Because Some of you have heard me teach on these concepts before, and wherever you are is perfect because you'll receive it at a different level of awareness. Tracy says peace of mind. Hey, Tracy. Yeah. So Maya says calm energy when thinking about money and financial freedom. Beautiful, Maya. And Maya is such an incredible coach, everyone. Incredible. There's so many incredible coaches. In fact, I would love to know, share with me what you do in the world. And whatever that is, please share with me what you do in the world. Okay, Victoria says, I'm having new insights about myself. Yep, beautiful, Victoria. Shauna says, creating the belief that it's possible to do the work I love and get paid sufficiently and abundantly, and being in consistent action to make it happen by releasing the old beliefs that are in the way. Beautiful, Shauna. Thank you for sharing that, for being so honest. So I want to just kick off today with, and I'm going to be doing the journaling too. You're going to have light bulb moments. You're going to have breakthrough moments. Can everybody hear me okay? First and foremost, if you can just put in the chat, I can hear you. Speak louder. Yell. Okay. All right. So I want you to know, and I really want to invite you all to hang out with me over the next 4 days. Each day is going to build on the previous day. And also, like, this isn't just 4 days that we're hanging out together. Okay. I'm going to teach you life-changing information for free in this challenge. What we're doing over the next 4 days is we are going through an immersion together. So I want you to see the next 4 days from 1 to 2:30 Pacific Standard Time, whatever time it is for you. I want you to see this as an opportunity to be fully immersed in your dream. And honestly, what's going to happen is that it's going to accelerate your process of becoming if you play full out. So this week is really about stepping into the version of you that you want to be, into the vision that you want to create. And so I get so excited because I get to help people. I am your guide, and I'm inviting you to play full out with me because I want you to step into the quantum field with me. I don't want you just to learn information, although learning is important. I want you to embody it. I want you to become it. I want you to act like the wealthiest version of you, the most confident version of you, the most unstoppable version of you over the next 4 days. You can tell I love this stuff. So, who is the version of you? Like, what are you claiming? And I would love to know in the chat, what are you claiming? Oh, yay, Victoria. Hi, Anika. What are you claiming? So, one thing I want you to know is, are you claiming to be the, okay, so Beth says, I'm claiming a big breakthrough. Yes. Yes. Elise says, claiming that it's my time to be financially sovereign. Yes, Elise. Abundant while doing what I love to do in the world. Beautiful. I love it so much. And the thing about, and everyone, I want to invite you to put I am, and then tell me in the chat what you are. I am what? Tell me what you are in the chat. I am unstoppable. I really, really am. And I'll tell you more about that later. So Beth says, I am successful. Love it. And imagine, Beth, if you told yourself that you're successful all the time, like what would happen? Maya says, I'm claiming that I'm secure and abundant in wealth. Yes, Maya, because it's possible. I know Maya. She's talented. She's gifted. It's possible for her. But what's happening with Maya is that her past, and a lot of us live in our past, and we'll talk more about this. So Michelle says, I'm knowledgeable. Beth said, I believe it. And I'd see evidence to back it up. And Shauna says, I'm winning. Yes, Shauna, I'm abundant. I'm successful in my business and in my life. So that's one of the first things I just want to share with you right off the bat is these I am statements. Now we'll talk about what gets in the way of you actually saying it to yourself over the next 4 days. But I want you to know that whatever you say the most, whatever you think the most, whatever you feel the most, it wins. All right. Does that make sense? So we're going to go deep over the next 4 days because I don't teach quick fixes. I don't teach surface level stuff. We're not going to just talk about beliefs. I mean, how many of you have heard about beliefs? I mean, and yes, beliefs are important. They absolutely are. But I'm not going to be spending 4 days talking to you about beliefs. I'm going to be talking to you about what gets in the way of you believing that you're successful, that you're abundant, that you're unstoppable. I want to help you be able to break free from the sabotage, to break free from the actions and your thoughts and beliefs that are being ran by your old programming, by your outdated programming, by your past. Does that make sense? So this challenge, what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to begin to override those old patterns and be able to hardwire new ones in that align with what you want, not with what you don't want. I could just imagine everyone's faces. Yeah, we don't want to align with what we don't want anymore. Who wants to align with what they don't want? You don't have to put that in the chat, but right? Am I right? So this is really just about training your mind and your body to be open to receiving more. Because wealth isn't just about strategy, although that's important. It's about how safe your brain and your nervous system feel holding success. What I'm going to be teaching you over the next 4 days is how to expand your capacity to receive without the fears or the guilt or the resistance. And if you do feel these things, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to teach you how to move through it. We're doing quantum level expansion. We're expanding here, everybody, already. Who feels it? Tell me in the chat who's feeling expanded already, because it's the truth. And Elise knows because she's hung out with me a lot that I love this. I love it. I love teaching this, and I want you to expand with me. So, everyone, if you're here, I love it. You don't need more information. Who wants more information? I'm just kidding. We need transformation. We need embodiment. And I'm going to use the word need. So, forget about surface level, everyone. If you're hanging out with me, I want you to commit to the next 4 days, because this is deep transformational work that we're doing together. And I want you to know, like, you're in the right place if you tried everything. You're working harder. You're doing more. You're following all the right strategies. I know that's probably Shauna. You know, you're in the right place and still not creating the outcomes that you want. You're in the right place if you know that deep down you are meant for more. But no matter what you do, you just hit that same financial ceiling. You're in the right place if you feel like you're trapped in the same loop. That was me. I was like on that endless hamster wheel. And you're in the right place if you want more, but you doubt that it's possible for you. And when I say your sort of, pattern or feeling or belief, drop it in the chat. You're in the right place if you feel like you've been hitting this wall every time you try to grow, scale, expand, open yourself up to receiving more. You're in the right place if you feel like you have to sacrifice. That was me. That's what I was taught. Sacrifice for success. I'm not playing that game anymore. And so I want to teach you what I have done to begin to rewire. And I'll talk about my pattern of working hard. And honestly, it's been like 2 years that I've been consistently working on changing that. And finally, within the last, since December, do I feel like it's shifted. So it's time, everyone, to be here now, to be here with an open heart and an open mind, to allow yourself, to give yourself permission to play big, to give yourself permission not to second guess yourself, not to wait for the right time or whatever it is that you say to yourself. to allow yourself to be open to receiving more success, more money, more confidence, and then allow that to become your default setting. So in the chat, share with me, what is it specifically that you want to do with all your money? Like, tell me what you want to do with more money in your life. And I want to make sure that everyone sees when you're commenting. If you do just host and panelist, it'll only it'll come to just me, and so I'm seeing all these incredible comments. But I want everybody to see what you're writing, so you could just put everyone. Aw. Lauren says, treat yourself, and change the world. Yes. Elise is ready for her next level of expansion, making a difference in the world, more health, wealth, more love. Puzzle Tree says, live easier, share more, and build a specialized nature-based school for neurodivergent or diverse children. Beautiful. Okay. All right. I'm just jibber jabbering and time is moving. So let's talk about housekeeping. I want you to get the most out of this challenge. So I want to invite you to be on these calls live. Now, if you can't for any reason, commit to watching the replays. The replays are going to be in the Facebook group, but they're only going to be there for a limited time. I want to share with you that a lot of people, my emails go to their spam folder. So definitely check your spam folder for like the replays, or there's a PDF that went out earlier today. So if you are not getting the emails to your direct inbox, just know that check your spam folder. The brain rewiring audio. I would love to know in the chat, who is listening to your brain rewiring audio? And I will tell you, this is one of the biggest ways to begin to change your subconscious mind. Okay, yeah, no, Carmen. No problem. She's like, I'm walking. The brain rewiring audio. Who's listening? If you aren't, that's okay. You don't have to say I'm not listening. But if you are, I would love to know. Okay, beautiful. Victoria says yes, she's listening to the subliminal. So Victoria joined the challenge when I was doing a subliminal. Beautiful. When I offered a subliminal audio. Okay, perfect. I want to share with you that listening to your brain rewiring audio is going to be one of the fastest ways that you can accelerate your transformation. Now, it's going to transformation requires more than just listening to your audio. There's also, how are you showing up in your day-to-day life, which we will talk more about in just a moment. But the rewiring audios, I will tell you, it's a non-negotiable for me. Okay, so the Zoom link, the same Zoom link for all 4 days. At the end of today, we're going to do coaching. There's all kinds of prizes. So I want to invite you to join the Unstoppable community. If you're not already a part of the Facebook group, there's going to be daily prizes. There's going to be a chance to win some of my trainings. There is a grand prize. There's a couple things that I have planned, but there are a few grand prizes, I guess you could say. So playing full out, and I'll share with you what the homework is at the end of today's call. But just also, like, sharing this challenge with anybody that you know could benefit. Thank you. I would love that so much. And if you do share the challenge, all you have to do is email me, and my team will put the email in the chat. Mary Lou De La Luz I'll do my personal at gmail.com. And you will receive something. You won't be just entered into a drawing. Everyone who shares my challenge is going to receive something. So lots of giveaways, lots of prizes. I want you to show up and play full out. I also want you to know that there's a VIP upgrade, and these are just more tools to support you in your transformation. It's not necessary, but if you would love it, they're available to you. And I think the subliminal audio is a part of that. So I know my team's going to put the link in the chat. Yeah, beautiful. All right. So every year, Every time I've done this challenge now 8 times, I believe, and I will tell you that people who show up and they do the work, they can't believe what I'm offering for free, and they're surprised that at how much value I'm offering to you now. And it's like, and so I say this because I know that a lot of people think that free means no value, that free means I'm just going to teach in circles and not give you information. And then I'll give you the information when you sign up for my program. No, I'm going to teach you now. This is like, you're going to get a taster of what it's like inside of my other programs. And so I want to share with you that, invite you to be the next level version of you right now. Right now. So in the chat, share with me what thoughts and feelings came up when I said that. And then really quickly, tomorrow we're going to talk about cracking the code. All right. Looking at your wealth identity. Thursday, you cannot miss Thursday, everyone. It will blow your mind. We're going to talk about emotional patterns. We're going to talk about your upper limits. And then Friday, we're going to do, and there's all kinds of visualizations and breath work and just so many amazing pieces that I'm fitting into this challenge because I want you to have the full experience. And then on Friday, I'm going to talk about aligned action, and not just taking action, but taking aligned action and what that really means, because I think a lot of people get stuck there. Okay, so if you're new to me, and I'm not sure if you are, I want to share with you really quickly that I was not born into wealth. There's no generational wealth. Everybody's heard me say this joke. There's only generational trauma. Okay. And
recording in progress.
oh, I think if you're logging in as me on my team, please make sure to not log in as me because it takes me out. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm like, wait, what happened? Do not log in as me, team. You have your own credentials. Okay. So I was not, born into wealth. And it wasn't until I was 45 years old that I hit my first 6 figures ever, completely on my own. And I mean, I didn't even hit 6 figures when I was working for somebody else. So I struggled with money as a kid. I had so much shame as a child, being broke, being poor. I didn't know we were broke. That wasn't the word that I used, but I knew we were poor. And I had so much so I always tell people I know what it's like to have shame as a child. And I also know what it's like to have shame as an adult, not being able to pay my bills. I will tell you, I chased money, I chased success for decades, decades. And then when I teach you what I learned about rewiring my brain and my body, everything started to change for me. All right. I went from 16 cents when I first became an entrepreneur to now being a 7-figure entrepreneur. So I want you to know that I'm going to share with you as much as I can. And throughout our time together, I'm going to be bringing in people who did this challenge. And then they joined me in the next level offering, the expanded version of discovering the unstoppable you now. And we'll talk more about that later. But they joined me, but they were right where you were, exactly where you are right now. They did the 4-day challenge. They worked with me in a deeper way, and their lives have changed. And as I look out and I see the names here on the chat, and I see Elise, and I see the people who have worked with me, and I get to see where they are now, it almost like brings me to tears to be able to witness people living their best effing lives right now. So I'm going to share with you what a lot of people aren't teaching. And it isn't because they don't want you to succeed. It's just that I'm an expert in your subconscious blocks. This is my job, is to help you not only understand that you're procrastinating, although you already know you're procrastinating, why? What's underneath that? And then how do you shift it? So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mary Lou Rodriguez. I have a big note here that says, don't forget to introduce yourself. I call myself a brain training expert. I call myself an incredible coach. I'm an international speaker. I have a podcast. I'm the CEO, and I am proud of the work that I've done to become a seven-figure entrepreneur, to be able to share expansion with people across the world. I have a program called Unstoppable You Now, which is my step-by-step rewiring system. I have a membership called the Rewired for Wealth and Abundance, and I have a podcast, and I'm going on YouTube. We'll talk about that later. I'll talk about my experiences um, on Friday. So, what I do is I help people understand the wealth creation process. All right. I break it down into these practical, actionable steps that you practice so that you can become, and they work. All right. So, I don't just talk about procrastination and imposter syndrome. We go deeper than that. We're looking at the root causes, like what is silently keeping you stuck? And I've worked with the most amazing people across the world. I've worked with amazing people like you who are here hanging out with me. I've worked with multi-million dollar entrepreneurs. I've worked with high-level CEOs. I've worked with celebrities, comedians, industry leaders. I've worked with visionaries and healers and light workers. It's just been so amazing. So, all right. I am doing something that I've never done before, which is just have bullet points here for what I want to cover, because I'm trusting that I will give you the information that will help you to grow and expand today. So, one of the first things that I want to ask you about is your level of commitment. Okay. And before you say anything, if you've been on my challenges before, you know I always bring this up right at the beginning, because this is one of my biggest blocks, beautiful souls, to the unstoppables of the world. I was not fully committed. I was interested. I wanted to transform, but I wasn't committed to doing the work every day. And so tell me in the chat what you believe the difference is between the two: committed versus interested. Yep. Elise says, all in, or you're just taking a look? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. So I want you to think about your relationship with wealth and success. And there is no right answer. I'm just curious, and you don't even have to put it in the chat, but have you, and I know some of you have been committed, have you been committed or interested in changing? Because when we're interested, and this was me, this will not give you the transformation. Because what happens is we allow our past or our present circumstances to dictate how we feel, to define us. And what we don't know is that we then make excuses. And then what we do know is that we self-sabotage. So I really want to invite every single one of you to be fully committed to this process. And again, life is going to happen. So if you can't make all the calls, just commit to watching the replay. But I will tell you that before I knew what the difference was, I would just allow, like, oh, I don't feel well, or I'm tired. Life started to get in the way. And then all of the sudden, I realized that I wasn't prioritizing my dream. So, inviting you to have awareness around this, and knowing the difference between interested and committed is one of the first things I want to teach you. So, are you committed to changing your relationship with money, to changing your relationship with success? Because if you're here, I know you want to change. And I know that you don't want just more information. All right, I'm going to wait, give myself a moment here to drink. I've been drinking water all day. All right, so Maya says, I'm committed. She's ready. I can feel that. I can feel that. So let's talk about resistance. Yeah. Carmen says, I was committed. Or I am committed. I was interested. Let's talk about resistance. All right. So, what does resistance mean to you? We're diving in. And I'm going to share with you the biggest blocks that I see with people. Resistance. What does resistance mean to you? What does resistance mean to you? Okay, so Victoria says resistance is past beliefs, not open, stopping myself. Yep. I'm so glad you're here. Resistance is running from the uncomfortable feelings of change. A way to protect myself. Yep, Michelle. Carmen says my brain is fighting me when I want to do something new. Okay. So, old programs, yeah. Resistance is not wrong. All right. And resistance is not a lack of willpower. Some of you said it. It's your brain keeping you in the familiar. Okay. Even if your familiar is a struggle. So I want you to think, how does resistance show up for me in my day-to-day life? Because we're looking at how you're showing up in your day-to-day life. What is your energy? But specifically, how does resistance show up for you? So I'm going to ask you a lot of reflective questions. How does resistance show up for you? Okay, Jamie says, feeling like this isn't for me. Oh, Jamie, I know that one. Because I will tell you that resistance for me was hesitating on like making decisions. They weren't even big decisions. I was afraid of making the wrong choice. So hesitating on making decisions, procrastinating, that was another huge one, especially on like action that I knew could move me forward. Okay, Sarah. Oh, hey, Sarah. Too good to be true. Oh, so good. And then another thing, if you haven't watched my live in the Facebook group, I did a live on overwhelm and how, so I won't get into it here, but feeling overwhelmed was another one. I'd be like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stuck. I would say that all the time. I'm stuck. I'm overwhelmed. So just noticing your language, noticing how it shows up for you. Because when I said resistance isn't wrong, what I meant is that it's not bad. You want to know what resistance is? It's a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone. It's a sign that you are growing. So, what if resistance isn't like a stop sign, but it's proof, everyone, that you are expanding? How would that shift? How would that change for you? Yeah, so Carmen says procrastinating, feeling overwhelmed. I'm doing much better now after choosing to leave my job. So Carmen's all in. She's going all in on her dream. Okay, so I want you to think about an area, an area where you've been feeling resistance. All right, so think about an area where you've been feeling resistance. And then I want you just to close your eyes if you can. You don't have to, especially if you're walking or driving. How can I work with resistance instead of fighting it? How can I work with resistance instead of fighting it? All right, we're moving through some of the blocks. How can I work with resistance instead of fighting it? The rewiring is happening. Beautiful souls. Beautiful Maya says, resistance comes from being exhausted, but I'm not exhausted anymore. Victoria says, I'm taking action on it. Okay. So I'm going to give it another second before add my joy. Yes, Maya. And this is for everybody because we're going to feel resistance anytime we step outside of our comfort zone. Anytime we're doing anything new. It's not wrong, it's normal. And so if you can begin to work with that, oh, this is a sign that I'm growing, I'm expanding, not that something's wrong. Where's the first place we go when we think we have resistance? I would say the bedroom, yeah. I would say I'm doing it wrong. Or what's wrong? What did I do wrong? It was always like, what's wrong? What's missing? Yes, Carmen, nailed it. Yes, yes, yes. It's out of alignment. And that is not true. Okay. So, everyone, if you can, I want you to write this down. All right. Because when we're looking at changing our relationship with money, it's not, or success, it's not because money or success is going to complete us or make us whole. We are whole and complete now. And that's what I want you to write down. I am whole and complete now. We're working from the energy that we are already worthy, that we are already whole and complete. That's the energy that we're going to work from. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. So I'm whole and complete now. I expect miracles. I want you to set that intention with me. I want to invite you to give yourself permission. I expect miracles. I am the miracle. Yes, you are. I want you to write that down. I am the miracle. And then last but not least, I am unstoppable. I want you to write that down. These four statements, they will become new beliefs if you so choose. This is what I want you to say to yourself this week, and I'll give you some more instructions around it. I'm whole and complete right now. I expect miracles. I am a miracle. I am unstoppable. Okay, so let's talk about neuroscience, beautiful souls. We're going to talk about neuroscience and your nervous system because you need to know why you're pushing money away. And again, if you've heard me teach this before, I just want you to you're going to receive it at a new level of awareness. So, what I want you to know is right now, in this very moment, 95% of how you think, how you feel, and how you act with money, with wealth and success, it is subconscious. It is automated. You learn to be this way. And I want you to know that it's creating your results. Okay. Whether you understand that or not, it is creating your results. You are running on what I call autopilot. All right. You have a default setting that isn't serving you. And so some of you know that because you don't have the results that you want. But I want you to know that your relationship with wealth and success, it's not random. It is the way your brain is wired. Okay. And so your relationship with money or success, the way that it is now, is what we call your normal, your predictable, your familiar. So I'm going to screen share some questions because I want to help you understand what is your financial baseline, meaning, what do you believe about money? Do you expect it to flow effortlessly or does it feel like a struggle? Uh, when money comes in, do you expand? Yay, money! Woo woo! I'm a money making badass. Or is it the opposite? Because that was me, everybody. I'm laughing at myself. Do you feel anxious? Are you waiting for it to disappear? Actually, I'm not going to share with Ken. I'm not going to share these questions. I'm just going to ask them and then you can just let me know and then I'll give you some time to journal. Do you feel safe? with just enough? Or are you someone who's in overflow all the time? Does it feel exciting or does it feel overwhelming? And then what about when you level up, when you want to change? Do you take the bold action or do you feel self doubt and you allow that to pull you back because you make self doubt wrong and it's not your fault? We didn't learn that self doubt means nothing. What we learned is to identify with it. So, what subconscious stories run the show for you? Do you think that wealth is easy? Do you think you have to work hard? Do you think you have to sacrifice? Do you think you have to be someone else to achieve it? So, I'm going to give you a moment to journal about your baseline, your homeostasis with money. And you can just write down, I believe my relationship with money is, and I'm going to give you, wow, time just flies. I'm going to give you a minute and a half. I believe my relationship with money is, yeah, Maya, I'll have to type it out here. What happens when you try to level up? Beautiful, sis. Thank you. What subconscious stories run the show? Okay, so how do you think about money, feel, and believe? I think those two are probably enough for you to be able to determine what your relationship with money is. No problem, yeah. Okay, if you already know, go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay. I still have old programming. I'm not mature, organized, committed, focused, relaxed. Enough. I love it. Simply still not enough. Yeah. So I want you, and this will be part of your homework, okay, everyone? But I want you to understand if you don't have the money or the success that you desire right now, I want to say this in a way that makes sense. If you don't have the money or the success that you want, having, let's see, how do I want to say it? Because I want this to land in a way that really is going to hit you. Most people want money to feel safe. But guess what safe is to you right now? Not having money. I'm going to repeat that. Most people want money to feel safe. But if you don't have money or success in the ways that you would love, this is your safe right now. The way that you're living your life with money right now is what's considered your safe to your body. All right. You having money, that's unsafe, everyone, if you don't have it in the ways that you would love. Is this making sense? Is this landing? Yes. Yes. This is what feels safe. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. People want money to feel safe, but the truth is, you feel safe without it. It's not what you want. And so, wealth and success to your brain and to your nervous system, it's considered a threat. That's why you feel the resistance. This is what makes becoming wealthy so challenging. It's brain based. I mean, yes, there are spiritual components to this, but I will tell you, you're in a 3D body. You are in a human body. You have a brain and you have a nervous system. Bullseye. That hit hard. Thank you. You having money and success in the ways that you would love is your unfamiliar. And if it's not your familiar, your comfort zone, you will sabotage it. So, again, your brain and your nervous system, they might be perceiving your dream as a threat because your brain hates change. Your brain wants to stay in the familiar, whatever that is. That's why I had you look at your homeostasis, your baseline with money. So this isn't about efforting. This isn't about strategies. This isn't about, just all the things that you believe you need in order to be wealthy and successful. It's really all inside of you. Your subconscious is just not wired to support you yet. Who's having ahas? Who's having awarenesses? I love this because your subconscious, I want you to know that consciously you're here because you want to be a successful entrepreneur. You want to make 100K years or 500K or whatever it is for you. You want freedom in abundance. But deep down, if your subconscious believes that success means sacrifice or burnout, your subconscious will win. If your subconscious believes that wealth means more pressure, more problems, more responsibility, your subconscious is going to win. It's not going to let you make money. And if you believe that more money means that people are going to judge you, your subconscious will win out. Your subconscious will always win and you will sabotage. You will procrastinate. You will stay stuck and you won't even know why. You won't know that it's biology, that it's physiology, that it's your brain, that it's your nervous system. It's not because it's a lack of effort. I mean, how many of you have tried everything and you're still hitting that wall? So I want you to know that your subconscious is just wired to think and act in a way that's not going to produce the results that you want because the results that you want are considered unsafe. Who's understanding? Drop a yes. Who's having ahas? Okay. Woo! So, are your thoughts, are your emotions wired for struggle, for scarcity, for lack? Another way for me to say this is your subconscious wired this way? Because I will tell you, mine did. Mine was. Or is it wired for success? And do you understand now why your brain is pushing money away, no matter how much you want it? This is why I teach this, because these are the missing pieces. Because people say, just work through the resistance. Okay. And then, and what does that even really mean? So some of you might still be taking action because I know a lot of people, another block is they're like, I'm taking the action, I'm showing up. And I always ask, tell me what energy are you showing up in when you take the action? Because your energy is dictating your results. So your energy is your thoughts and your feelings that are unconscious. It's how you're showing up. It's your vibration. your frequency, the speed of your vibration. So some people are like, no matter what I do, I don't believe it's going to work. I think I saw that here in the chat. I have to prove it to myself. What if I fail? Is another one that I hear all the time. So this is your past, typically. If you feel this way, it's because of some sort of past result. This is why people can do everything right and still feel like they're stuck. I just love this because I want you to know it's not your fault. You learned to be this way. You learned to have this kind of relationship with money. You did. So I want you to understand that you subconsciously are not choosing your vision. You subconsciously are choosing what's safe. But the way that it shows up for you is procrastination, imposter syndrome. What else? How does it show up for you? Aw, Victoria, I love you. She says, I'm crying right now. When I first read that, I was like, oh no. And then know that you can take whatever time you need. You can leave the Zoom, you can breathe. This is really neurobiology. She says, you're so great to teach this. Thank you. Thank you. Your brain and your nervous system, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, what they were designed to do. Does that make sense? It's not wrong. You just have to know this so that you can just move through it and not take it personal. And so I want to talk to you about your body because if wealth and success feel unfamiliar to your system, your body, you already know this now, doesn't feel safe. Being visible, uh, writing the book, some of you know you're going to make it if you take the action that you need to take. You're like, I know that if I write this book and publish this book, it's going to put me, on the Oprah show. I mean, that's not exactly the words that this person used, but she's like, I know that if I do this thing, that it's going to propel me forward. You will push it away. You will keep looping in self-sabotage. You will stay where you are. But that's why you're here. But I need to teach this so you understand why you're pushing it away. Because I want to tell you that awareness is not enough, everyone. I mean, honestly, how many of you know you're self-sabotaging? You didn't need to come here to hear me say that. You're self-sabotaging. Just knowing what's blocking you doesn't change how you show up. It doesn't change your behavior. And just think about your life. Think about where you are. Health is a great example of this. You know what you should be doing, eating. So awareness isn't enough. Awareness will not rewire you. It will not make wealth and your dreams safe in your nervous system. So let's talk about regulation because I want you to know, and I'm going to go over a little bit, and I really wanted to try to be done by 2, but I'm just trusting. So if you can stay on, I would love that. But I want you to know that you can. The thing about self-regulation is that there is a lot of hype out there right now about being regulated, and it's fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But it's not just regulation alone that's going to make you money because you can be regulated, meaning your body feels safe, meaning your body feels relaxed. You can be regulated and broke. You could be regulated and stuck in self-doubt. How do I know? Because you all come to me and you tell me. You tell me I'm doing the deep breathing. I'm practicing self-regulation throughout the day, meaning you're taking yourself out of survival mode. And then I say, and then what? Because you still have your brain, you still have the wiring piece. And I've learned this. For some of you, like Lauren, will remember when I just taught about the brain. And then I started learning about trauma in the body. trauma with money, trauma with growing up, with belonging. I mean, whatever it is for you. So I want you to know that we have to do two pieces to this. Getting regulated, absolutely. It's important for you to feel safe in this moment, that you're not in survival mode. I just want to share that I took a $15,000 manifesting program that only gave me insights, but it didn't actually teach me how to shift my behaviors. Okay. And maybe you can relate to that. Then I took a $3,000, like somatic based, nervous system, trauma informed, and I did it. And I kept thinking, because I was like, this is beautiful for the body, but it would not have changed my financial reality if I didn't know how to rewire my brain. And I kept thinking, what about the other people in the program? But that's not my, you know, it's not my, what is it? Not my, anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. Carmen knows. I can just see her filling in the blank there. All right. Yeah, because lots of people, Lauren, she says 100%. A lot of people are regulated and still not making the money. It really takes the brain and the nervous system, because you can say affirmations all day long, but if your body still feels stress or pressure when you're saying, I'm a millionaire, it's just not going to happen. So I just want you to know that during the next 3 days, we're going to be looking at both being regulated and the rewiring piece. Because ultimately, I want you to feel safe enough to take action. And so tell me in the chat, what action do you know that you need to take that would help to move you forward? Ah, so writing. Okay, that's perfect. So, writing. This is about acclimating puzzle tree. She wants to write a book. Oh, she sent it to me. So she wants to write a book. So this is about acclimating your nervous system to operating on a new condition, a new conditioned set point. So this means, another way to say this means like moving through her upper limits. And we'll do a deep dive into upper limits on Wednesday. So, I mean, Thursday, because she has a limit on how much she can receive. And so she doesn't write the book or the chapters or spend time writing because she can only receive so much love, success. She might be wired for struggle, for scarcity. So here's let's do this all together, everybody. I want you to put your hand on your heart, and when you take a deep breath in, I want you to push out your stomach. And then we're going to hold it at the top. We're activating our parasympathetic nervous system. And we do this by pushing out our stomach when we breathe in. All right, so let's do it together. So take a big, deep breath in as you push out your stomach. And then just hold it at the top. And this is when I say, Mary Lou, it's safe for you to grow. It's safe for you to have more success. And if you need to exhale, you can. Wealth is my new, and whatever, I'm just spitballing here. Go ahead and exhale. So this type of breathing, I call it vagus nerve breathing. Honestly, and I've done a lot of like YouTube videos, and there's a lot of techniques out there for breath work. This is the fastest. This is the one that I love the most. So let's do it again, everybody, because I want you to notice your body beginning to relax and feel safe. Why? Because you're releasing healing hormones like oxytocin and dopamine into your body by activating your parasympathetic. So let's take another big, deep breath in as you push out your stomach. And then just hold it at the top. And I want you to tell yourself something. It's safe for me, and fill in the blank. And then exhale when you need to. So I typically will do this 3 times, and it works. Okay, so this is what I want to invite you to practice tonight, and I'll give you the homework here. Another like block that I see a lot of is people not feeling worthy. You know, we learned that we had to earn our worth. I will tell you that one of the biggest blocks that I had personally was that I felt like I had to be successful because successful was approval. Successful meant that I was a part of. And I worked so hard. I hustled and hustled and hustled and hustled to have the best workshop, to teach you the best material. And it was so effing stressful. And in the last year and a half, really being able to shift into ease, into fun, into flow, knowing that what I teach you today, my worth is not contingent on this, that I am lovable and that I am worthy no matter what. And so, what we do is we hustle, we feel like we have to earn it. And I just want to share with you that one of the ways through this is knowing uh, that I was born abundant, that I was born worthy, that there's nothing that I have to do for either of those. And really inviting you to notice when you start to feel a lack of self-worth. And if you don't mind, I would love for you to share in the chat, where do you feel a lack of self-worth? Is it in your career? Is it in your relationship? Is it in your actions? Is it in your bank account? I want you to notice what feelings you have connected to those things like money, your career, whatever it is for you. Yeah. So Victoria not being healthy enough. So she has her worth tied to that. So what I do is I acknowledge myself. Remember at the beginning when I said, everybody put your I am. I acknowledge myself. And I will say, Mary Lou, you're doing a good job. You are unstoppable. I acknowledge myself. I praise myself. I don't want to make this too crazy. And then I validate myself. I validate myself. So I'm going through menopause, and and I spent 4 days in Mexico with my younger sister and her boyfriend. And there was 2 times where I just was like, now I didn't erupt at them or anything, but I just had like a moment, and it was fast. But I felt like my body was sort of like just just wonky. And when I came back from Mexico, I sent them a message. And this is what I said, something along the lines of, "Thank you for being patient with me." But I didn't say, "I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, "Thank you for being patient with me." So then I get off the message and I validate myself. Now, it doesn't mean there isn't room to grow. I'm just not making myself wrong. Does that make sense, everyone? So acknowledging, praising, validating. And if it's too much of a leap for you to acknowledge and praise, because a lot of us, honestly, who come into my world feel like they can, acknowledging and praising themselves is only worthy when you've done something amazing. And that is what I call a trap. And so one of the bridges, I call these bridges. So when I'm creating a new belief or a mantra, whatever you want to say, or an affirmation, if I don't believe it right away, but I want to believe it, I will use the bridge. I call it a bridge. I'm open to believing. I'm open to believing that I'm enough just the way I am. I'm open to believing that I matter, that my dreams matter. I'm open to believing. So this is a bridge. Or you could call it a rung in a ladder. This will get us to the first rung. Because some of you will automatically shut down because you go, I don't believe that. I go, I know you don't believe it. I know that. So instead of forcing yourself, you're just allowing yourself some spaciousness to be like, I'm open to trusting myself 100%. Okay, how does this land? Because worth is a part of this. Yeah. So Carmen says, my health and my job have been hard on my self-worth, but she's on her way back. Yes, because I would imagine, Carmen believed that she was meant to be doing something different. And yet she was staying in these circumstances that were creating whatever it was creating for her. And so that hit her self-worth. Okay. So let's do I shared with you that your thoughts and awareness. So I shared with you that awarenesses aren't enough to rewire anything, that it's just awareness. I mean, how many of you have had awarenesses? I mean, you could say, you could just say it in the chat. So I just want to go back to breath work because I want you to know that whenever I find myself feeling lack, feeling scarcity, feeling feelings, and I don't analyze it so much, anymore. But and and I'll just say that whenever I feel like lack and scarcity, or I'm feeling unworthy, or I'm feeling like I'm hustling, I will pause. All right. So I want to walk you through 5 breaths. I know that we did 2 or 3 a second ago, but I really want to do this practice with you because this type of breath work, the vagus breathing, will absolutely help you to feel better. And so I want you to just notice where you are now, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being, you know, feeling anxiety or whatever, 1 being relaxed, at peace, enjoying this, sitting back and being like, I got this. And then we're going to do 5 breaths together. All right. So just rate yourself on a scale, and then I'm going to walk you through the breathing. So I want you to go ahead and take in a big, deep breath as you push out your stomach. And I want you to hold it at the top. Go ahead and exhale until your lungs are completely empty. Another big, deep breath in as you push out your stomach and hold it at the top. And exhale until your lungs are completely empty. Another big, deep breath in as you push out your stomach and holding it at the top. And exhale. Another big, deep breath in as you push out your stomach and hold it at the top. And exhale. Good. And one more big, deep breath in as you push out your stomach and holding it at the top. And exhale. And I want you to repeat after me. I am fucking worthy. You don't have to say the F word. I am whole and complete now. I am a miracle. I expect miracles. And I am unstoppable. Okay, how are you feeling? Now rate yourself. And just noticing, and the reason why I wanted to do this breathwork practice with you is because I do this a lot. I do it first thing in the morning to get regulated. But for you, it's what I want to invite you to do is I want you to notice when you're in feelings that don't feel good. And you can practice this breath work. Practicing this breath work. The hardest thing about this breath work is remembering to do it. So I would love to know how are you feeling? And we're at the end, and I'm going to do some coaching, but I would love to know, like, what has been your biggest takeaway so far? And each day is going to build on the other. Woo! That's right. Yawning. Fantastic. Full reset. Oh, I love this type of breathing. Yay. I love it. Oh, Anika, I'm so glad. Victoria. Yes. So notice how we can feel. So this is the feeling of being regulated. This is also the feeling of feeling safe in your body. And I'm going to teach you how to begin to expand your body to receive your dream. Does that make sense? I'm going to teach you how to begin, we call it titration, how to begin to allow yourself to be open up to receiving more. All right. What is your biggest takeaway from today? Yay. Oh, I love it. And I'm going to screen share homework because I do want you all to do some homework because this is integration time after coaching in just a moment. So let me screen share day one's homework. All right. So I decided, I've never done this before for a challenge, but I decided that everybody needed to have something in their hands about what I taught today. So in many ways, this is like a little recap here. And however, I want to invite you to take action. I want wealth and success to be your new normal. Can everybody see the, if you could just let me know by putting yes in. Okay. Okay. So here are the journal prompts. And this is, I want you to understand how your old programming shows up for you. So just journaling on where you feel hesitation before taking action. Do you feel overwhelmed or stuck when things start working for you? Yes, this is real, everyone. Do you feel guilty when making money? So everybody will have this PDF in their email. You should already have it in your email, but and it'll go out again after once we send out the replay. Right. So this is just what I want you to do is I want you to write 3 ways that you are already successful, already confident, already abundant. And then share it in the group. Super easy. There's one thing I did ask you to do, which is to journal on your relationship with money so that you understand what your baseline is with money and success. And then just some reminders here about listening to the audio and being committed. Okay, perfect. All right. So What I would love to do now is I would love to do coaching, and I would love to work with somebody who hasn't had an opportunity to be coached by me. Um, there are some people that I don't know on this call that I would love to get to know. And so, if you would love some coaching, please raise your hand. And again, safe space. Okay. Lily. All right, Lily, I'm going to. Lily, I'm going to. Hi, Lily.
Hi.
And I believe you can put your video on so I can see you. So nice to meet you.
You too. Hang on, I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Let me figure out how to do this.
And if not, we can just,
I can't, for some reason, I can't find the video button. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, don't be sorry.
My dog.
Don't be sorry. Okay, you should be able to now. The video button.
Oh,
okay.
Got it.
Okay. Hey, Lily. Okay. All right. So what was your biggest takeaway from today?
I think I had a bunch of them.
Yay.
Honestly. I think the procrastination, and the thing you said about sorry, hang on.
No, I know. I'm totally putting
in my room. I have a little toddler running around.
Okay. Yeah.
When you said that you sorry, I'm just completely frazzled.
No, it's okay. So, okay, we'll come back to it. And I totally put you on the spot. And thank you for being so willing to to have me coach you. So where do you feel like you're stuck, or what would you love to talk about, or do you have a block, or yeah.
So I feel like I'm stuck in this, I don't know, this might be a unique situation, but I'm a new mom and I feel like I'm struggling with, like you said, feeling stuck and honestly being tired all the time. And I think I give that as an excuse a lot of the time to just, not try and do the work.
Yeah. Why do you think you're using it as an excuse?
I think maybe going back to the procrastination, it's something I'm not used to doing and I'm not used to feeling. So maybe I'm just trying to push it away and come up with an excuse to, like you said, keep me safe.
Yeah. And what is it that you're not used to feeling? And you're doing great.
I'm just not used to feeling right now like I have any time for myself.
Yeah. And so congratulations on being a new mama. How exciting.
Thanks.
How exciting. And I'm sure, all the things. So tell me a little bit about what you would love to have time for. So are you an entrepreneur or
So I, again, this might be very different from a lot of people. I feel like when I became a mom for the first time, I just kind of lost my identity of myself. So I was previously in real estate and I just gave myself permission last week to quit that. Okay. So I've been doing that for the past 5 years and it just doesn't feel aligned anymore.
Yeah.
And when I was working in real estate, I was really interested in getting my Reiki certification. I'm obviously very interested in hypnosis as well. So those were always kind of weekend endeavors for me. And I think I really want to start my own business coaching or hypnosis, something along those lines. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. Okay. So this is really beautiful. You are following your heart.
Mm-hmm.
You are following, and maybe it's not a full dream yet, but like the idea of living a life with fulfillment,
Yes.
with purpose, that, you know, and not that what you were doing wasn't those things. It's
Right.
just, yeah, it's honestly like, and so I love this. And I want to help you here. Okay. And it's just like language. How open are you? Are you?
I'm open.
Okay. So I want to help you reframe your identity. So you said, when I became a mom, I lost my identity because I think it shifted.
Yeah.
And I'm only doing this because if we tell that, even if it's to ourselves enough times, we do feel like we're like lost.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just a, you know, it's a brain thing, you know, it's repetition. So what else could we say? When I became a mom, I lost my identity. When I became a mom, my identity shifted to
I think I'm still trying to
That's okay.
figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah. No. And this isn't the problem, but I'm just helping you. Like,
Okay.
don't worry. I'm like, this is like,
Okay.
so shifted to nurturer, to, you know, it's like, you know, it's those things that I'm sure are true, which will serve you
Right.
in any type of business that you move into. I'm giving, I'm loving, I'm, you know, I don't know if being of service is the right language, but you understand what I'm saying, because the truth is you're expanding. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's right.
It is.
Yeah.
So not only have you become a mom, but you also decided that you are going to live your best, most fulfilled life. So that's expansion.
Yes.
It's
okay.
Yes.
It already sounds better.
So the problem, and this is for everybody who's watching this, what happens is that we only can see it through our eyes, right? Of course, we see life through our own perception of our life. We see life through our beliefs too. That's the truth. We see our beliefs out in the world. We don't know that. So I'm helping you, like we're putting on a different pair of glasses right now. So you're expanding. So you're in expansion. And who do you want to be while you are expanding? We'll go back to time.
Am I supposed to answer
that? Or yeah, who do you want to be? And it's not perfect. It's just tuning into your heart. You know, who do you want to be as you expand?
I want to be somebody who heals myself so I don't pass on any weird things to my child.
Yes. Beautiful. So ending generational, whatever. Okay. Yeah. See how this is already like, this is big. I am somebody who heals myself. I am somebody who what?
Who puts herself first so that she can help others.
Beautiful. I love it. Congratulations. Okay.
Thank you.
So this is where the problem is, where you feel stuck. Going back to time, right? I don't have a lot of time for myself. And what I want to help you remember is that you are someone who puts yourself first so that you can help your baby, your little one. And this will serve you as you decide to help more people in your world. Does that make sense? So this is really where the problem is, if you want to say it in that way, is you probably, I mean, and I know that you're a new mama, but think beyond or more in the past, have you been someone who's been able to put yourself first?
I think so. I think not as often as I'd like to admit, though.
Okay. Because why didn't you put yourself first more often?
I think I'm always thinking about other people or what other people need before what I need.
Yeah. And I learned this. Now we're getting to the root. Where did you learn this? Yeah.
I think from my mom.
And so what did you get? And it's unconscious. Like, I don't know if you got, oh, you're such an incredible person, or, it's like, what did you get unconsciously? Because there's some sort of gain that we learn early on. And we go, oh, I have to be this way so that I can continue to get this sort of like either praise or acknowledgement. But I learned this from my mom. And I learned that by putting others first, I am what?
I am doing a good thing.
Yeah. So what's clicking for you right now?
Just that I've been putting other people before me, thinking it's gonna fill my cup up.
Yeah.
But it's actually the opposite.
Yeah. Because what is it actually doing?
It's depleting me.
Yeah. Yeah. So early on, you learned that by putting other people first, it's good. It's right. It's probably what you're supposed to do. Or, I mean, I don't know exactly, but I can fill in the pieces. And this is what will happen for you too, as you start to learn more hypnosis, because you know I don't know, I think I said that. I'm a hypnotist. And so understanding the subconscious mind has been one of my gifts. So right now I'm coaching to your subconscious mind, and we're figuring out, what exactly is it that you learned that isn't serving you, so that you can learn to wire in something different, like putting myself first. Because if you put yourself first, what does that mean about you based on what you learned?
It means that I'm being selfish.
Yeah. So do you see why you don't do it?
And then it feels like I feel guilty if I try to make time for myself.
Yeah. Yeah. What's so beautiful is that you have the awareness now while your little one is still little, and your whole trajectory can completely shift for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I don't put others first, then I'm selfish and I feel guilty. And what was the last part you said? And you feel guilty, and then what?
I feel guilty if I do something for myself.
Oh yeah, that's right. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And a lot of people can relate to this on the call, I'm sure. It's like, I feel guilty putting myself first.
Yeah.
Because that makes you selfish.
The mom guilt.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So part of my job is to help you understand that this is the reality that you're creating because of what you learned growing up. And I know you want to shift it to be able to put yourself first. So what do you think you would have to believe, or what did you need to hear growing up? If your mom could have said something different to you, what would it have been?
It probably would have been, it's okay for you to take time for you when you need it. It's okay to recharge your batteries. I think you need to do that.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So this is what you need to hear. And when I'm helping people look at wiring in new beliefs, and this is what's going to make you so good at what you do, and this is what makes me so good at what I do, is I actually know how to help people do this. You know, it's like, how do I believe something different? And we'll get to beliefs inside of the challenge, but for right now, I want to help you. So one of the things that is going to be so beneficial for you is when you start to feel selfish or guilty. And if you can, I don't want you to if you can't, but if you can, close your eyes, because I want you to tune into the word selfish, and I want you to tell me where you feel it in your body.
My stomach.
Okay. And I want you to tune in to guilty. And it may be the same place. I don't know, maybe in a different place, but where do you feel it in your body?
I'd say my jaw.
Okay. Perfect. All right. You can open your eyes. Good work. So, do you have my brain rewiring audio? Are you listening, or do you have something that you can listen to?
I just checked it, my spam folder.
Okay.
So I just got
it. Okay.
As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah. Okay. So, when you feel your stomach or you feel your jaw, your body's communicating to you. It's telling you, we feel guilt and the stomach is selfish. Okay. So we're going to breathe through that because we want to regulate. You know, we want to get you back to because when you're feeling that way, you're probably in survival mode.
That makes sense.
So we just want to bring you back to calmness, to inner peace. And so you probably can't do the breath work there, or maybe you can. That's okay if you don't want to. That's fine. Okay. So what I'm going to invite you to do, because your body, this is everyone, our bodies are always communicating to us. We just didn't know what it was communicating, but now you know. You're like, oh my gosh, my jaw is when I feel guilty. My stomach is when I feel like I'm being selfish. And your pattern, this will not change unless you take the time to change it. Does that make sense? It will, there is nothing that you can do to work around this. We must work through it. Does that make sense? And people try to avoid this part, what I'm going to teach you here in just a moment. And it's not because it's hard, it just requires commitment. There's no way to change a pattern except to change the pattern. No matter how much hypnosis you listen to, you're still going to feel selfish and guilty throughout your day. It might be a little bit less. So here's what I want you to do. When you feel selfish, when you feel guilty, because your body will communicate that to you, that's when you do a pause if you can. Even if you're like holding the little one, you do a pause and you do the breath work that I taught you, the 5 deep breathing, the 5 breaths. You're going to do the deep breathing technique. You're going to push out your stomach and you're going to hold, your breath for a moment, for as long as you can. And then you're going to exhale, and you're going to do that 5 times. And then you're going to say, it's okay for me to take time for me when I need it. Or it's okay for me to recharge my batteries when I need it. So you just choose one, and that's what we're going to wire in.
Okay.
So we're going to bring your body back to safety. And then we're going to tell your brain what you want to believe.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So super easy, right? Where do you think the problem is?
Actually doing it.
Yeah. This is what I mean. It's like people they want the result, they want the different outcome, And they get sad when I'm like, there's just no way. There's no way around it. There's no shortcut. So you don't seem like a shortcut kind of girl. That was me. I was always about shortcuts. I didn't know that, I didn't know that, but I was like, I would give up. I'm like, there's no shortcut. So going back to you, this is really going to take commitment, awareness. You're like, oh, my stomach, I'm feeling those butterflies or the flutteries in my stomach. It's time for me just to do some breath work. So you're interrupting that pattern. You're bringing your body back to safety. You're wiring in that it's okay for me to recharge my batteries when I need it. And you will wire that in with time. And this is so I just gave you the solution to how to begin to shift this. We didn't actually get to the root cause.
Okay.
How are you doing with time?
I have a couple minutes.
Okay. Do you want to, we can come back to this. Back to this, but this is everybody who's on this call. This is my jam. Like I haven't gotten to what's causing this, but I wanted to give you some tools fast enough because I know you're a mama and you have a little one. So I didn't want to like dig. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. I wanted to be able to give you something to practice so that you could start getting results. But does that make sense? Like everyone, we haven't gotten to the root cause yet. What is causing this? I know she learned it. I know that it means that she's selfish if she does it, but we haven't gotten to the root cause. And yeah, and that's okay. Like you're good for right now. Maybe I'll do some root cause stuff on Thursday so we can look at the root causes. So tell me what's clicking, what's landing for you.
The rewiring, the telling, pretty much everything. Going back to when I said I feel like I lost myself, all I have to do is just shift like the words in there.
Yeah.
And I'm not lost, I'm just expanding and shifting.
Yes.
I think that's already made me feel so much better.
Yes. Can everybody see the difference in her? It's like, I can see it. It's like we're so hard on ourselves. But actually what you're doing is one of the most like, selfless things you can do, which is to be a present mom.
Yeah.
So it's incredible, right? It's incredible. So I want to just really thank you for showing up and for being willing to be coached. Are you feeling?
Yes, thank you.
Oh yeah, it's my pleasure. I hope you continue. I hope you come back. And it was so nice for me to connect with you and to meet you.
Yeah, you as well. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I have the energy for one more. And yeah, if you want to, let's see, I think you can just take yourself off camera.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Would one more person love some coaching? Okay. Jamie, you are up. And Jamie, let me go ahead and make you a panelist. Okay, Jamie, you can take yourself off camera if you would love. Hi, Jamie.
Hello.
Are you having fun yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so before we dive in, I would love to know, like, what has been your biggest takeaway?
You rotate so you can see me. There we go. That's better. I think the biggest takeaway was talking about procrastination, because I feel like I've always been a big procrastinator. And what I think I'm remembering is that it's because my brain doesn't feel safe. My nervous system doesn't feel safe enough.
Yeah. With your dream.
With my dream.
Yeah. So what happens inside of you, or what do you feel when I say that?
I'm a really energetic person, so like I'm like feeling when you said with my dream, I felt kind of like a swirl.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So in your stomach?
In my chest.
In your chest.
Yeah.
And so I love the body. I love body work. I love somatics. So tell me, like, just describe the swirl to me a little bit. And don't worry, we'll get to the
like, you know, those like the line drawings of like ocean waves.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of what it feels like.
Beautiful. Are they big ocean waves? Are they little?
It's just kind of like the size of my chest.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay. So the place that you feel it in your body when you're thinking about your dream and your body not feeling safe enough, you feel the swirls in your chest, just so you know, so that you have that awareness. Okay. So so share with me, like, where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling blocked? Like, let's talk.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cry because I'm a crier, but
it's totally welcome.
I'm feeling really stuck and blocked because just the dream that I had for this phase of my life is not happening. There's nothing I can do about it. It's out of my control, and so I have to completely shift into what the rest of my life is actually going to look like.
Yeah.
I had a career that at one time, this is separate from that dream. You know, it was really fulfilling for me, but I think always in the back of my head was like, oh, I'm going to stop doing that when I do this other thing. So now, I think also what I've realized about myself is that I'm just really sensitive and really energetic, and working full time and in a career like that just it's never really worked for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I actually quit my job almost 2 years ago, and I don't know what to do next.
Yeah. Okay. So, there's some confusion. So you don't have the clarity that you would love, and you feel stuck and blocked because the dream that you've had for this phase of your life, you said nothing's happening. So tell me a little bit more, if you don't mind, so that I can understand what you mean by that. Yeah.
Well, I always wanted to be a mom.
Okay.
And
yeah,
it's just not going to happen.
I'm sorry. So is it because your body? Is it because of partner? Like, and the only reason why I'm asking this is so that I can help you to process.
Yeah, it's because of my body.
Okay.
And my health.
Okay. And so.
And also partially my age. So I just turned 46, and
yeah.
So it's now there's kind of conflict that even if I somehow was able to make it happen, it's like, well, now what would that look like? You know, being 50 years old and having a kid in kindergarten, like,
yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So where the heaviness is, well, there's a couple things that are happening, right? It's like you wanted something for a very long time to be a mom, and then it didn't pan out the way that you had hoped. And so, what does that mean about you? So, I'm looking at now, like, because you're not where you are when you thought you wanted to be, yeah, what does that mean about you?
The first words that come up is that I'm a failure.
Yeah, I wondered. And so, I'm a failure because
I'm a failure because I was unable to have a baby.
and that makes me what?
That makes me wrong.
And if I'm wrong, I am
If I am wrong, I am stupid.
Yeah. Anything else?
Not worthy.
Yeah. Not worthy of
All the good things.
Yeah. And I would imagine that that would include love. Just love.
Yeah. Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what's underneath it, right?
Yeah.
This is like underneath, I'm not a mom, and my body and health, and I'm a failure, makes me wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm stupid. If I'm stupid, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of good things. I'm not worthy of love. So whenever I'm looking at what the presenting problem is, I'm always understanding what's underneath that presenting problem. Like, what is happening? What are you making this mean about you as a person? And of course, like, if you've had a dream and it didn't come to fruition in this way, and now that there are real things here at play, you're 46 and health and those things. And so the question that I want to ask you is, if you had been a mom, what would that have meant about you?
That I would have permission to have good boundaries.
Okay. Good. Keep going. I love this stuff. It's so fascinating.
That I would be able to experience more joy.
Beautiful. Anything else?
That I I would really be able to use my gifts. That I would be important.
Yeah. Good. Good work. Good work. Okay. So if you had been a mama, you would have given yourself permission to have good boundaries. You would have been able to experience more joy. You would really be able to have used your gifts, and you would be important. So tell me, when you hear me say that back to you, what clicks for you?
I think especially the important part.
Mhm. Yeah. And it clicks because?
Because in my family, the person who has the kids gets all of their needs met.
Interesting. And that means?
That they're more important.
Yeah. Okay. So, I want to help you put on a different pair of glasses, right? So that you can see beyond what your life, beyond your life right now. And if you were to put on a different pair of glasses, more neutral, more objective, maybe a little even badass. Okay. Don't, you're all looking at me. So if you put on a pair of glasses that were more objective, what would you tell yourself about importance?
That I am important just because I am.
Yeah. And so when you say that, I know you don't believe it because I can tell, but tell me why you don't believe that.
I think the biggest evidence is because no one comes to visit me, but everybody visits the people who have kids.
Yeah. And because no one comes to visit me, I feel
tossed aside.
Yeah. Good. So the evidence that you're looking at is that you don't get the kind of company that other people who have kids in your family get. And so for you, unconsciously, what that means is you are not as important, that you can just be tossed aside. Probably that you don't matter, just all the things, right?
Yeah.
And so isn't this good though that we're uncovering these thread I call them threads, these threads that are underneath what you make it mean that you're not a mom. Then you have all these threads. Well, I'm not as important. If I had been a mom, I would have given myself good boundaries. I would have more joy. I would really be able to use my gifts. I would be important. But the truth is that might be true, but you can still choose that. You can still choose these things to be important, to use your gifts for more joy, good boundaries. Do you see? Like you can still choose to be this. But what we do, Jamie, is we go, but Mary Lou, nobody comes to visit me. And I say, and I go, I know you feel that way. And I can't tell you like what's in the other people's minds, but I can help you with yours. And when you're making it mean that you're not, that people can toss you aside because they don't come to visit you, right? You're not as important. But the truth is, Jamie, you are. It's just the glasses are a little foggy. So we're cleaning them off right now because you are as important. But I know you still don't believe me. Why? It's okay. It's normal. It's what everybody does.
Because of the way that I'm treated.
Yeah. Because you believe that